This is a compilation video of every single Robosen Transformer. Time codes here and in the description below, along with links to buy. This is the Robosen Grimlock, and holy f***, this one can transform.
It's extinction time!
This is amazing and basically just comes to life. Thank you to Robosen for sending all these to me. I'm going to talk about what I like and what I dislike.
RXD.
I do want to state that my version of Grimlock and the packaging it comes in is still a prototype, and I believe it was about 90% complete. Now this is Robosen's most advanced robot so far. He has 19 steps of transformation compared to Optimus Prime, who only had 12. And side by side, you can just see how much more complex Grimlock's transformation actually is. And it's show accurate. The way the back unfolds to become the legs, the Dino mode legs becoming the arms in robot mode, the chest piece opening and closing, it is all accurate to the original show. Now, I want to show the unboxing because there is something special about it. When you take the foam case out of the box, make sure this power switch is on. Then you can open it up.
Grimlock stronger. Grimlock must bleed.
And that is really cool. And this is the original voice actor for Grimlock. He does all the voice lines. Now, when taking him out of the packaging, you need to spread the legs to remove him from the foam. Now, he has commands in both Dino mode and Robot mode. We'll get to that later, but first, let's take a look at Grimlock himself. In terms of tech, he has 32 high-precision servo motors compared to their Optimus Prime, which only had 27. He also has 85 microchips compared to the Optimus Prime, which only had 60. Despite being a brown person, I'm not an engineer, so all I understand is that it make robot move. Here's a quick size comparison compared to the Robosen Bumblebee and the Robosen Optimus Prime and the other Robosen Optimus Prime, and once again in the Dino mode. Now, I think Robosen captured the Dino mode perfectly. He's very G1 accurate. He has a nice metallic shine on him. All the silvers and gold look really great. The Autobot insignia smacked on his chest, his tiny little T-Rex arms, which don't have any servo motors on them, so that is kind of unfortunate, but with the way it transforms, it would be kind of hard to do that. The little see-through sections on his neck and belly look amazing. The colors on the back look great also. All the nice little designs really make him stand out. Now, in Dino mode, he can stand on his own, but unfortunately, he cannot in Robot mode. I would still be a little bit careful because he does kind of flop around, kind of like that if he's not in the correct position. I do wish they started including stands with these guys like they did with the Signature Series Optimus. Now, in Robot mode, he looks great. He's got the classic G1 head with LED eyes. The chest piece looks amazing with the gold color and the intricate designs. He is a wide and big boy. The feet bit on his arms and the backpack are accurate to the show. Same with the legs, and some of that plastic covering is still on there, my bad. It also seems like this takes a lot of inspiration from the masterpiece Grimlock. Now, for accessories, he comes with one blaster with an LED, a sword which also has an LED, a neat looking crown, a very cool metal coin, here's how it looks from the back, and then you get the charging stuff, and the charging port is on his crotch alongside the power button. But now I bet you guys want to see the voice commands, so let's get to that. In total, he has 42 voice commands, and there is something I want to mention about that later on in the video. But first, let's do the transform voice command. Hey Grimlock?
Yes, we go.
Transform. Hello.
Me, Grimlock, know you, friend.
What can you do? Now this one is kind of cute because it's kind of like you're petting him.
Die. Extreme Noses pounces on you. Ooh, you're so warm.
It seems like for this one, he cycles between two different actions. What can you do? This is a more sort of workout animation, which is kind of cute. He runs out of breath for a little bit, which is fun. And then he'll continue the action and act like he's struggling. That is a very cute one. Now on to the next one, Showtime.
Grimlock save universe.
He is absolutely adorable. He can also tell you to fuck off when trying to give him a voice command. Hey Grimlock.
No. Dinobots, no go. Me, Grimlock, no take orders. Never.
You shut the fuck up. This is supposed to happen because they wanted to give Grimlock more of a personality that's similar to how he acts in the G1 show.
Me, Grimlock, pull lever and commit atrocities. Grimlock!
Oh no.
That was a genuine scene from the show and not my shitty voice acting. Also, I will be showing his robot mode actions, but I'm gonna do that later in the video with the app. Flame out.
Me, Grimlock, melt you.
You are the king. Now, I did have trouble with some of the voice commands. It seems like he didn't understand what I was trying to say sometimes. Sometimes he wouldn't hear what I said, and sometimes he would just play a different action. What can you do?
Me, Grimlock, know you, friend.
This wasn't an issue with the other Robosen stuff, but once again, this is a prototype, so hopefully the final version doesn't have that issue. Now, it's always fun to see these voice commands alongside the other Autobots. I do really need to charge these guys before I do these reviews. I guess I'm not a professional, which is probably why I cannot find a job right now. So, feel free to subscribe to my Patreon. It's only $1 a month. If not, subscribing to the channel is free. And I also want to say, I do really appreciate all you guys and all the love and support you give me. Now let's try it one more time with Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. Attack. I also tried making this little skit for fun.
Optimus Prime, strong leader. Like me, Grimlock. There's a thin line between being a hero and being a memory.
Now we can also connect him to an app. So with this, I can control him to walk. And there's another piece of plastic I didn't take off. You can also control him to walk in the Dino mode.
Out of my way.
Now, him saying this over and over again is kind of annoying. I think it's really amazing how he can walk in both forms. Now, I will say I did have some trouble connecting him to the app. I had to try quite a few number of times. He does also have the manual and block-based programming mode. I've explained this in my other videos, and you guys have probably seen this in other Robosen reviews, so that's not something I'm going to go over again, but you can create actions in both modes. Now, the theater mode on this app doesn't seem to be ready yet, so I can't show that, unfortunately. I did show it off in the Robosen Bumblebee review if you want to see that. It should be available when the product officially launches, which is... I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know how much this cost. I probably should have asked that. I'm not very professional. Anyways, let's get to the app commands now. This one is Decepticons.
Yes. Red Decepticons now. Me, Grimlock, no also big.
This one is Fire.
Me, Grimlock, attack.
Battle.
Me, Grimlock, greatest warrior. Me, Grimlock, long talent.
For this one, we gotta give him his crown.
Yes. Dinobots follow me, Grimlock.
Happy birthday.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Me, Grimlock, wish you a happy birthday. We party.
I genuinely think this is one of Robosen's best products. This Optimus Prime is a real-life robot. It transforms on its own, it moves on its own, and it even commits war crime, and it even defeats Decepticons on its own. This guy is amazing. You saw nothing. Thank you. He has a wide variety of voice commands, but first let's take a look at the figure. He comes with a really nice looking head sculpt with LED eyes, LEDs nuts. He also has LEDs for the front of the truck and the back. He does have a bit of detail on him that makes the figure stand out even more. You have some nice little rivets and tiny designs in areas, a gorgeous Autobot logo on his left shoulder, actual rubber tires. The exhaust pipes are plastic, but with the way it's painted, you can never really tell. Some beautiful sculpt work throughout the figure, even down to the legs. The power button is on the top side, just hold it down for a few seconds.
Greetings. I am Optimus Prime.
And this back piece right here is removable, so you can get a cleaner look. The figure is also packaged really well, and even comes with a carrying case with clips on the side. Inside it, you have the figure alongside with some accessories, the thing you need to eat to escape the Matrix with. Please don't actually eat this. You do need to attach the exhaust pipes yourself. He comes with a translucent orange Energon axe, which I've already managed to damage because I'm an idiot. Oh, fuck. Oh. Yeah, that one's on me. And a really nicely sculpted ion blaster for his right hand. Now these need to be in these specific hands because a lot of the actions require them to be that way. Now this is Robosen's elite version, which is smaller than the flagship version, but it is still a very big figure. And I like my things to be big. Here he is next to Legacy Optimus Prime, an oversized KO MP Optimus, and my harem of Optimus Prime figures. So one of the main differences between this one and the flagship version is that the mirrors are molded on and the fuel tanks are in place. So that way you don't have to do any manual transforming like you do with the flagship version, and I think that's a plus. He has several different programming modes so you can customize your own actions, which I'll show later on. He is officially licensed by Hasbro, which is really cool, and on top of that, it is voiced by Peter Cullen himself. And there is a way to go through the app to play the different sounds.
I am the leader of the Autobots.
And then there's even music from the classic series. Can't play that too much though. The figure has several voice commands, which are thankfully listed in the instructions. Hey Optimus Prime.
Greetings.
Transform. You are gonna have to turn him around every time. So the figure has 27 high precision servo motors throughout it that allow it to do all kinds of dynamic poses. Now let's get to the voice commands. Hey Optimus Prime.
Greetings.
Calling.
Fate rarely calls upon us in a moment of our choosing.
Freedom.
Is the right of all sentient beings.
Loyalty.
We will never forsake this planet or its people.
Engage. Hero.
There's a thin line between being a hero and being a memory.
Also, when this guy is low on battery, he'll immediately go into a power down position so he doesn't fall over. Watch this. This was completely unplanned. Hey Optimus Prime.
Greetings.
Megatron.
Megatron must be Energon running low.
What are you doing? I may be low on Energon, but I'm not low on love. Baka!
Connecting it to the app is also really simple. You need to download the specific app for the Elite version, make sure the Bluetooth is turned on your phone, and then hit connect. And the app should find it fairly easy. And now you can control him walking around. And there's a cool little mode that lets you use the camera with the app and record. You can also give him commands through the app, which is really nice. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Due to the nature of some of the actions, it is best to play with this thing on a flat surface, but even then sometimes the figure can be a bit unbalanced. I had a plastic board on top of my carpet, and I guess that was still uneven. Let me find a new spot. Hero pose is definitely one of my favorites.
Till all are one.
The push-up command is also really cool, but I think it might have scratched up the hands on mine a little bit, so I would be careful with that. This is the fight command. Actually, I want to try something here. Looks like Megatron won this time. This command is honor.
Corruption is never a path to freedom.
This is Victory.
Knowledge is the pathway to victory.
This is Energon.
I may be low on Energon, but I still have enough to conquer you, Megatron.
So in addition to the commands this figure already has, you can download some more. For example, we can download this one and try that out. Here's one we can try with the weapons.
Incoming Decepticon!
The app also teaches you how to program your own actions. I haven't messed around with that too much. What I have done though is use the manual mode, which basically you can move the figure in any position you want, sync it to the app, do the next position, sync it again, and then have it play out that action. And that's how I made this. And you can plug this guy into your computer to make custom movements, but I haven't really been able to mess with that yet because it's not working for me. And then you can also see all the files the figure has. I wouldn't mess around with that too much unless you know what you're doing. And since this guy is smaller, it has 42% smaller servos and a lower price point to make it more easily accessible for the mass market. To power him off, just hold the button again for 5 seconds. And then he basically just flops around because all the servos are turned off. And you can hold him like a baby. Overall, this Optimus Prime is absolutely amazing. This is the Robosen Signature Series Optimus Prime from the Rise of the Beast movie. This guy looks amazing. He's highly detailed, all the paintwork and coloring is done extremely well, and he comes with a lot of accessories. First, let's take a moment to look at all the detail this figure has. The head looks amazing, and he features LED eyes, so he doesn't look dead inside, unlike me. I love the movie-accurate designs on the mask. The chest piece, arms, abdomen, legs, and feet all look really great. Even from the back, this figure stands out. If you open up the chest, you do get a matrix of leadership. It's not removable or anything, it is molded in there, but there is a lot of detail going on all the way in here. The box it comes in really gives off the vibe that this is a high-end product. It's all packaged in 2 levels of foam. This is the first layer. The coin seems to be falling out though. Everything is packaged pretty well in there. That big gaping hole is a representation of the hollowness inside me. Major depression aside though, underneath that is where the stand, charging cable, and instructions are. Now let's go over the accessories. The stand he comes with is massive. When taking the figure out, make sure you press this button. I was an idiot and forced it out, which caused the stand to get damaged. I'm not very smart. So it comes with 2 trigger hands. These are the ones that are already attached to the figure when you take him out of the box. 2 fist hands, 2 relaxed hands, 2 very open hands, 2 holding hands, and a hand where he's pointing with 2 fingers. Get your dirty thoughts out of here. The sculpt and paintwork on all these hands is done really well. They each have a nice weathered look to them, and you can see some mechanical detail on the fingers. And each hand is attached via ball joint. Next we have his ion blaster, and this is huge. The paint job and weathering on here is done fantastically. There's a button back here. If you press, it'll light up from the front, but this is just extremely gorgeous. You also get his axe. This is done really well. I like the tiny bits of blue inside. You also get 2 swords, and then once again, these are done really well. You have a bit of what I describe as the robot mode over here, so it blends in when you put this on the figure. There's also these 2 sword handles. You can take the blade out of this to attach it in here. I just haven't been able to do it because it seems like it's stuck on there pretty well, and I don't want to risk breaking anything, so I just kind of choose to leave it as is. And lastly, you get a coin and a base for the coin. The base of the coin says Robosen and has the Autobot insignia on there. This has a decent weight to it, it's not too heavy, and it looks gorgeous. Autobot insignia at the front, and you got like words on it and stuff. Turn it over, you get Optimus Prime there. Makes a nice noise when you flip it. Oh, I was gonna try to catch that. And lastly, all the stuff to charge the thing. The charging port is on the back of the figure, right where his ass is. Now, I want to take a moment to dwell further into the detail of this figure, because oh my god, there is a lot. Everything on the arms just looks absolutely great. The smokestacks at the top are kind of singed, which adds a really nice touch. The abdomen section looks great. I'm loving the Autobot insignia. A lot of great detail on the inside of the legs. Rubber tires. These parts on the side look very intricate. This section around the knee. The back of the figure looking great. It feels like these parts could actually move. Now, this is Robosen's second Optimus Prime. The first one, as you know, is G1 inspired. It can transform and walk on its own, but unfortunately this one cannot do any of that. Now the transformation, I understand, the design is way too complex for this figure to be able to transform. The first Robosen Optimus Prime is very simplistic, making it much easier for that figure to be able to transform, so I understand that, but I do still wish this figure could walk. Regardless though, this is an amazing, highly detailed piece of technology. Now my assumption as to why the figure can't walk is so the proportions of this figure can be as accurate to the movie as possible, and I'm assuming here, the further you go down the legs, the wider they would have to become to give this figure the ability to walk, or they would have to just give him really big feet. But since, you know, I'm not an engineer, leave a comment down below letting me know if I'm right or wrong. The power button is on his back. Hold it for a few seconds and the LED eyes will kick in. Now let's go over the voice commands. Just like with the other Optimus Prime, you start each command with "Hey Optimus Prime."
Greetings.
Hello.
Greetings, friend. I am Optimus Prime.
Dance. What can you do?
On my homeworld, we believe that the battle with darkness will continue till all are one. If we are to die, then we will die fighting, all as one.
Victory.
Victory is our destiny. Victory does not come lightly.
If you press the button on the back, he does this pose, and that'll just make it a bit easier to remove his hand so you can attach the other hand so you can attach his weapons. There we go.
Right hip is stuck.
Oh no.
Reboot to restore.
No. Oh, no. Oh, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. Don't attack me. Open fire.
Autobots, engage the enemy. Don't hold back. We must not let Scourge triumph.
For size comparisons, here he is next to the Elite Robosen Optimus Prime, my knockoff masterpiece, and the optional girl. This one's very important. Now I want to take a moment to look at the differences between these two. So as you can see, they look very different. Okay, now moving on. He also comes with the Bluetooth app so you can control him. To connect him to the Bluetooth, press the button on the back twice.
Please stop the app and connect the robot.
Objective accomplished.
There are several different modes here. Let's take a brief look at the Bluetooth control and make sure he's on the stand when you do this, otherwise he will fall over. So if I were to set his right hand to the Energon swords and then tap that, he'll start to perform the action. No sound effects or voice lines, just the action itself. If you go to custom programming, there's a block programming mode and a manual programming mode where you can program this guy to have custom movements. I wanted to make him do caramel dancing, but I just didn't have the time. Unlike the other Robosen Optimus Primes, this figure can stand on its own when it's powered off. I would also recommend keeping him on the stand when he is powered off. And while the figure is off, you can also still kind of pose him, so that's pretty cool. I do want to point out that this figure does seem like it has less mobility than the other one, probably because this one has 21 servos instead of 27. It doesn't need those extra servos because it doesn't transform, but the movements do seem a little bit less dynamic. At least in my opinion. I want to know what you think in the comments. I'm going to go over the major points of articulation on this figure now. I don't recommend moving the servos too much. The head can move, the arms can go out this far, they can come up all the way here, rotation at the biceps, an elbow bend, the leg can move forward, there is a foot pivot, and the feet can move up. The legs can move out to the side right there, and you can bring the legs all the way back. Now, if we go to the action library, we can see all the commands this figure has. Ignore these walk ones, I was just testing something out. It didn't go well. Volley basically means it has to be done on the stand. This one is attack volley.
Time is running out. Prepare for battle. The battle is won, but the war is far from over.
Report.
Optimus Prime, reporting for duty.
Legend.
Until that day. Hero till the end.
Maximal.
Autobots,
Can do.
We are autonomous robot organisms. We will always protect our home, Earth.
So this figure is really amazing. It's highly detailed, the paint application is good. It's a really cool piece of technology that comes with a lot of accessories. This is the Robosen Performance Series Bumblebee.
Sting like a bee.
The movements on this guy are pretty insane, and this is my favorite command he can do. So the box he comes in is pretty slick. A minor nitpick I have is that I don't like how it's perforated up here. Not ideal for if you want to put the figure back in the box. Open it up and he does come in this foam case. Free him from the carbonite and he is a pretty good size. You get a tasty little snack. Let's go over the figure's design real quick. As you can tell, he is based off the G1 Bumblebee design.
No shit.
I think he looks very faithful to the original show. The head has that classic G1 look to it with his iconic femboy cat ears and LED eyes. The face sculpt also looks pretty great. The chest piece has the Autobot insignia on there. It is painted on there. It's not a sticker. He has some blue tinted windows around the side. This one at the top is a sticker though. He's got clean and blocky arms with some nice sculpt work on the hands. Legs are pretty basic stuff, and just like the show, his feet are the front of the car mode. These tires are rubber, and the headlights do have LEDs. And while this figure can walk on its own, he cannot transform.
My circuits are overheating.
Which is unfortunate, but he does have some pretty dynamic movements. More so than the Signature Series Optimus Prime I reviewed, despite this one having less servos. This one only has 17 servos, which is much less compared to the other two Primes. And even despite that, his movements are pretty lively. So you get some pretty good movements at the cost of not being able to transform, and I think that's okay. I had a lot of fun just watching this guy move around. Now let's go over the articulation. The head can move left and right, the arms can move up and down, arms out to the side, the biceps can't move, and I'll talk more about that later. Elbow bend, the hand can rotate, but it's not on any servos. Legs out to the side, they can move up, you get a knee bend, and they can move back. The lack of bicep rotation really does bother me because I felt like I was limited when trying to give him custom movements. Now he can stand on his own. Right now he is powered off, and I can move him around and get him into a sort of dynamic pose. Yeah, that works. Something kind of like that. He was powered off during the articulation section just now. He still goes into a crouching position when you shut him down though. Size-wise, he is much smaller than the Elite Optimus Prime and the Signature Series Prime. This is accurate because Bumblebee is a smaller character. He does have a good weight to him, about 2.6 pounds. Speaker is at the back, along with the charging port. It is USB-C. By the way, he does come with a weapon. It is a nice blocky G1 blaster, and if you slide this back, the LEDs light up. The power button is over here. Let's go ahead and turn him on.
Hiya, friends. Bumblebee here.
Okay, I was actually afraid he was gonna fall over right there. That lean back was kind of impressive. By the way, guys, if you could subscribe and leave a like down below, I'd appreciate it a lot. It really does help out the channel. Now, let's go over some of the voice commands. I couldn't find a list of the voice commands in the quick start guide, but I did find them online. Hey, Bumblebee.
How's it going?
Hello.
Hey, it's great to see you. What's your name?
Introduce yourself.
My name's Bumblebee. Sting like a bee.
What can you do?
All systems are go.
So he does this neat little action right over here for a little bit, similar to one of those workout machines, followed by a quick little voice line.
Having some technical difficulties.
That is a pretty cool one. Now let's move on to the next one. Pose.
Cruising cool.
Open fire.
Okie dokie.
Now you can give him voice commands with the other robots. Hey Bumblebee.
How's it going?
Hey Optimus Prime.
Greetings.
Attack.
Prepare for battle.
I was born battle ready.
Now let's give all of these guys a voice command. Open fire.
Autobots engage.
Okie dokie.
Moving
out. So he was actually low on battery when I did this, so that's on me. Also, I did accidentally make Bumblebee activate Optimus Prime with the voice command, so that was kind of funny.
How's it going?
Nope, you're not supposed to do that.
Now let's link him up to the app. Once again, several different modes here. I can use the app to control him to walk. There's an option to make him use his weapons.
Okie dokie.
And there's some other actions he can do. I think the kicking actions are impressive because he doesn't lose balance. Most of the time. Here's a few more stuff.
Woo! All systems are go. Aw, shucks.
Now I want to quickly show the theater mode. With this, I can sync up Optimus Prime to this app, select start, and have them do their actions together. It did take like 30 seconds for it to start up though, and then he fell over.
You know I've always got your back.
Also, by the way, the falling over isn't as big of a deal as I make it out to be in these videos. Most of the time, I just think it's funny, but it is something that happens. There's really not a whole lot to this one. I think engaged Decepticons is better.
Decepticons detected.
Activating scanners for scout mode. Okie dokie.
And I do recommend keeping them spaced out, otherwise they will hit each other.
Watch out! It's Megatron!
I don't think that's who you gotta worry about right now.
Thanks for the heads up.
Anyways, I'm not going to show all of it because it is pretty long. Now, I do have a complaint about the solo play in the mini theater mode. I wanted to show it off, but I cannot because he keeps falling over in one of the moves he does. He's supposed to be stable enough to do that, but for some reason it just doesn't work for me, and I've tried it on multiple flat surfaces. So this is probably the only falling over issue that really does bother me. Now, let's go to the action library. There's a really funny command in here that's my favorite.
Hey, my circuits are overheating. Aw, shucks.
Fucking dead. I do like how he can come back up on his own. This one is Dance. It's also one of my favorites.
Hey, let's bust a move.
The arm movement on this is pretty crazy. Victory.
Happy B-Day. Get it? B-Day?
Defense.
Whoa! Thanks for the heads up.
I absolutely love the movements on this one. They just feel so fluid when in doubt. This one has some of that classic music.
When in doubt, I ask myself, what would Optimus Prime do?
I mean, he'd probably rip someone's face off.
Give me your face.
This is Report.
Bumblebee reporting for duty.
I love how he can do that pose. You can download some extra actions. Disgusting guy.
Ugh, Megatron. That guy's the worst.
Awesome.
Watch this move.
In a few seconds, he'll do another pose.
How's this?
And this next one is pretty cool.
Woohoo!
He goes into this Superman flight pose.
Sting like a bee.
Most of the time, the balance on this robot is really good. Now, let's do another one. Let's try out Nightmare.
A Decepticon's worst nightmare.
The way he brings his gun up in the air really reminds me of Gundam. He does also have the programming mode, which I've explained in my other Robosen videos. I just made him do something simple. Anyways, thanks for watching. Goodbye.